Hello everybody. This is Kelly at NB Soapworks, and as you can see, today I'm doing something different. I am going to be working on another hot process batch. Ever since I did my last one, it was the eucalyptus spearmint, I have been getting requests to do some more hot process videos. So I was going to be remaking my #1 seller. It is my cedarwood tea tree. I remake this soap so much, way more than any other soap, and this is a really good one for beginners because you don't have to fuss around with a whole bunch of colors and, you know, worrying about them cooling off and all of that. It's a 2-color soap. It is a light green and a brown, kind of like marbled looking soap, and you mix it all together just in this one pot. You don't even have to separate it for the colors. So it's a really nice and easy one to do. So speaking of colors, I have here, I always color mine the same way. This soap has not changed since day one. The only thing that I change is like the super fats and everything like that, but my main recipe and my colorants and everything just stay the same. So this is colored, this is a green. In here I have nettle leaf powder, and I also have spirulina. Spirulina is a really dark greenish blue algae, and it makes a really beautiful color. So there's nettle leaf powder and spirulina in here. So for the brown, I just have this very pretty kind of coppery dark brown, and those are the 2 colors that I use for this soap always. So I am gonna go ahead and start now. I'm gonna get my lye water mixed into my oils. They are really hot. My oils are about 180, and my lye is just a little bit cooler than that. So I'm just going to go ahead and mix this up for a sec, and then I'm going to get my stick blender going. Okay, so I am just going to go ahead and stick blend this. Now with hot process, you don't need to worry about how thick it gets or anything like that, so you just go for it. My crock pot is on high right now. Once I start cooking, I usually change it down to low, but right now I'm on high. Okay, so we are starting to reach a light trace, so I'm just going to give this a stir for another sec. My recipe in here is olive oil, coconut oil, palm, avocado oil, mango seed butter, hemp seed oil, kokum butter, and castor oil. That is a very nice recipe, and they're almost all nearly organic oils. And I'm going to be superfatting this in the end with a mix of organic shea butter and the refined cocoa butter, because I don't want that chocolate smell. So this is the unscented, you know, the white one. And then my favorite part of this soap is this emu oil. I'm going to superfat with this emu oil, which is just an awesome ingredient for your skin. And then this is my essential oil blend. This has kaolin clay in it, and this is cedar wood, tea tree, Siberian fir, a little bit of black pepper, and just the smallest hint of a citrus. And then also here I have a little bit of honey, and this is just diluted in a warm water, distilled water. And then here I also have some coconut cream that I will be adding after the cook, though. I don't want to add that now because it'll just make the soap get really brown. So that will be later. So I am getting to a little bit thicker tray, so I'm going to go and hit this one more time with the stick blender, and then we will let it rest. Okay, so that is good right there. I'm at a nice thick trace. So I can go ahead and get rid of my stick blender now because I'm not going to be needing that any longer. I'll just try to get most of this soap off of here. And let's see, I think I explained everything that's in it and that I'm going to be putting in. Yeah, so I'm just going to get this covered up. And I will bring you guys back when stuff starts happening. Okay, so as you can see, this has completely folded over on itself, and it is getting a little closer and starting to rise up to the top. And I just let it do, its thing. I don't stir it, I just let it fold over on itself. My crock pot, I've now switched it down to low. And all crock pots cook differently, but mine has a tendency to cook very fast and very hot. So I usually skip straight over, there's some people get like very defined stages, the 3 stages, like applesauce stage, mashed potato stage, Vaseline stage. I just go straight to Vaseline stage. So, well, I guess this is mashed potato stage, really. But it's already starting to look really translucent. So, my crock pot cooks super duper fast. But I've also had crock pots that seem to take forever. So, it just depends on the one that you have. But I really like having it go fast. The only thing that I don't like about that is I feel like it doesn't retain as much moisture as cooking a little bit slower and lower. So I have a hard time getting the really, really fluid hot process, but that's okay. For this particular soap, that's not something that I am going for, so I'm not even worried about it. So I'm just going to let this continue to cook until I get a little bit more translucent look all throughout, and then I will bring you guys back and show you what that looks like. Alrighty everybody, so let's go ahead and take a look and see where we are. It has been about 10 minutes since I last opened this and stirred it, and you can see here it is, it looks like jelly. This is what they call Vaseline stage, and it's called that because it has the very translucent sort of gel appearance of Vaseline. So it's kind of hard to miss this stage. This is normally where I will add my superfats. So I'm going to go ahead and get in my cocoa butter and my shea. Then I'm just going to poke it down in there. This is so hot that it will just melt it really, really well in there. And then I'm going to go ahead and get my emu oil in as well. Okay, So what I'm going to do with this is just measure out a couple of teaspoons here. So I'm doing a mixture of three oils, or well, 2 butters, and I don't know, I guess this is an oil, like a liquid oil. It's pretty runny, but I'm doing 2 butters and then emu oil, and it just melts so beautifully. Really nice. Now the soap is basically all the lye is all cooked out of this. I did a test strip about 5 minutes ago, and I was nearly almost to a pH where all the lye is out, so by now I know it definitely is. So I don't have my goggles on anymore. I just have my gloves on because this is really, really hot, but it's not necessary any longer since this is cooked. So I've got that. Now it's way too hot for me to add my essential oils, but I'm going to go ahead and get in my coconut cream, my honey, and my superfats are already in there. And then I'm going to cover this up and just let it sit and cook for just another few minutes, maybe like 5 minutes. And I'm going to get in my green colorant. And then as far as the brown colorant goes, that is not going to get mixed in until after I have fully incorporated the fragrance. That's because if I put this in now, by the time if I put in the brown now, by the time I added the fragrance and got it mixed up to where it was completely incorporated, I wouldn't have the marbled effect anymore. I would just completely mix the brown into the green, and I would end up with kind of, just a very dull, ugly color. Okay, so that is my green color that I am always looking for when I make this soap. Perfect right there. I love that color. I think it's very, very pretty. Get you zoomed in so you can see that pretty green. So it's not really dark. It's just a nice, natural looking green, and you can see like there's little specks from the spirulina and the nettle leaf powder, and it looks really, really natural and just really pretty when it is, like in the finished bar. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cover this up for just a few moments while I go ahead and get some of my other things prepared, and I will bring you guys. All right, everybody, so here we are back, and this has been off, the crock pot. I turned the heat off, so I am now cooled off to a temperature that I will be able to add my essential oils without them just disappearing, just being burned off. So this is reading at 158, and if I add my oils anywhere 160 and under, I am okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. Now you want to add, if you're going to do a soap like this, I cannot tell you how many times I added my brown first and then went to put my fragrance in, just to realize that my marbling was just going to be completely destroyed because I had to stir it and stir it and stir it. So this time I'm making sure that I'm adding my essential oils first. Okay, so what I am going to do is I just kind of take my brown and add a little bit to one little spot and just kind of mix it in to one little area. And I just keep swirling the soap till I have a little concentrated area of dark brown, and then maybe do another one right over here. And once you have a pretty good spot or two of really concentrated brown, you could just go ahead and like mix it all into the whole entire soap, so it looks sometimes it really does look like marbling, and it is quite pretty in the finished soap. So what I just do, I just kind of go and kind of cut through it and just kind of mix it all around. And there's really no wrong way to do this. Sometimes you have big spots of brown, sometimes you have like little thin lines of it, and I like the soap no matter how it turns out. I think it always looks neat. This is just a pretty one. Now, you don't want to mix too much, but with hot process you can mix, you know, quite a bit without muddying it up. Okay, so let me go ahead and move this back. It smells really good. So I'm going to use this little mold. I like these bars to be kind of short and chunky. So I use this mold here. Let me make sure you guys can see something. Now I know that this soap isn't the most interesting, that's for sure. It's pretty simple, and it might even be boring to some, but this is how I do it, and like I said, this is one of my best sellers. So let me get a spoon. I need my big spoon for this. Okay, so basically I just go and glop it straight into the mold. There is no wrong way, there is no right way. You can't mess this up. You really can't. So, oh man, it smells so good. Now if you notice that there are some spots that there's a lot of brown, just kind of try to, you know, stretch it out, get it evenly dispersed in there. And this is a nice, it's pretty, not fluid, but it's really pliable, so we'll be able to really bang it down and make sure that we don't have any air bubbles, air pockets. Okay, so when I say smack it down, I mean smack it down. So I'm just going to go and get this kind of pushed back up into the mold here. And with this mold, I have more soap, and I just am going to kind of just mound it up on the top. And that does kind of make this mold bow out a little bit, so I'm going to have to find a way to squish it together so I don't have that big mound, or so I don't have that big bulge in the middle. Don't like that. So, and right as I am getting it on the top here, it's starting to get a little bit hard, so I'm going to go ahead and see what I can do for the top here to kind of get it even and not so tall in some spots and short in others. Okay, so that is as good as it is gonna get. I don't mind these looking really rustic. I really don't. See, so when I squeeze it up, I'm actually going to gain a good inch of height to this really short bar. So you guys, I will bring you back tomorrow when it is time to cut this. See you then. Hey, welcome back everybody. I'm getting ready to cut into my hot process loaf of cedar wood and tea tree. And I'm happy with the way that this one turned out. The color is right on for what I normally try to get. Sometimes it's a little darker or a little lighter, but this is the exact color that I actually picture in my mind and go for. So I'm happy with that. I added a little bit of brown jojoba beads to the top of this. I don't know why, just to give it a little a little extra something. So I'm going to go ahead and just give this a cut and see how that marbling turned out with the brown mica on the inside that we swirled around. So let's see. So this is really a plain soap. You can see the brown striped through there. And this one is pretty, it always looks the same, so this one is not really exciting for me to cut anymore because there's no mystery to it. But that is how it turned out. Some of the bars have more brown than others, and as it kind of sits in the open air, it seems like the brown kind of gets a little darker and stands out a little bit more. So, and then also like when I plane it and it's a very smooth, what is that black spot? I don't know, I'll get that out. It really shows up then, the brown stripes. So this is how I make my cedarwood and tea tree soap. And I always do this one hot process. I don't know why. I just started out doing this one as hot process and I really liked it. Oh, this is a good one. You can see lots of brown. I don't know if you guys are able to see this through the camera or not. So this is how the bars turned out. Nothing too exciting here. Just a simple hot process, very natural and rustic looking soap. You can see there's a little white chunk of soap that got mixed in from, it was probably stuck to the side, and once they get kind of crispy, they don't take color, they just stay, like show up as little white specks in your soap. So that's why I was saying I try not to I try to keep the sides clean, and I try not to scrape the sides into my soap as I'm mixing it to avoid those white spots. But I mean, it's really no big deal. It's just soap. It's just an aesthetics thing. Like here's a big piece of white that made its way into this bar. So I'm happy with the way that this one turned out. This is pretty standard. What I like about this hot process is that I can always get pretty much the same, I know exactly what I'm going to get. I can pretty much get the same result each time that I make this. So my customers who return to get this one over and over again are, they get the same, you know what I mean, they're expecting it to be the same as all the other times. So I like to be able to reproduce a soap almost exactly the same each time. I think that's why I stick to it, why I haven't changed it. in all this time. Ooh, this one, the brown is really pretty. I don't know if you guys can see that, but it really does look like marbling in there. Alrighty, and then this was the little back piece. Let me see if I can cut off some of the ends. The ends look extremely rough. I'll show you. And the sides are real rough. But I can plane that off once they harden up a bit. And I can give them a good plane. They actually turn out to look really nice bars. Alright, so this was the last piece there. So I am happy with the way that this one turned out. This is, like I said, pretty standard for this bar. I've made it so many times. And this one continues to be, it's even one of my favorites, continues to be a favorite for a lot of people. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little hot process video and watching the making of this cedarwood and tea tree soap. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye!